Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel here on YouTube, or I could be talking to you on TikTok. I've been busy, trying my best to really work on getting these things out there and definitely speaking to the masses, if you will, and seeing who needs some little bit of life, positive vibes coming their way, all that good stuff. A little bit of a empath. I should say a lot of bit of an empath. So I feel a lot that's going on today on this world that we live in, and it's not good. A lot of it's scary. A lot of it makes us fearful, which I just touched on the subject of that the last time we spoke. And so hopefully you guys learned some things from that, what feared and how you do the things you do and why you do the things you do. Well, there's other things that continue on from there. I've spoken to you guys of this topic before, so again, thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for unwinding for a bit. And let's chop it up. Self sabotage. Boom, boom, boom. Uh, you ever had that person that you sit down with friends and you're having a great time? I mean, I'm talking amazing moment. And all of a sudden, someone says something and it changed the whole vibe of the room. It's almost like y'all are dancing and laughing, and someone says something, and then who turned the music off? Where'd everybody go? Because that one person said something. Yeah. And they don't know that they're doing it. They think, I'm just being fun, I'm being cool, but they're having a bad day and they want you to have the same bad day. Ooh. Or you get in a room and that person is bubbly, like me, happy to be there. And everybody in the room is like so pissed off that they got to be there in the first place. Then who is this nut? How dare D come in here acting like the world is great and she's supposed to be part of the party, be the party. Hello, I'm gonna be the party. Okay, I'm gonna be positive. Y'all deal with it. All right. I'm just saying. But then I'm looking at you all, and then by the time I leave, I'm crying because I'm feeling all y'all's energy. So I no longer boom boom boom. I'm feeling good about it. These things happen out there, right in these streets. You can't go nowhere. You try to go somewhere. You try to keep your light bright, and somebody wants you to dim it. I always say that to you guys, right? I always say, stay bright, keep that light bright. It's hard. It's hard. I was just somewhere the other day. I went into a restaurant and literally everyone in there was happy. They were just like, everybody that worked there, I was like, I don't even like restaurant life. I don't think I want to serve food because I don't like to hear people eat all the time. I know everybody's got their word. Don't judge me. I'm just saying. But that day, I was like, this is a place to be. And don't get it twisted. It's a franchise. And I've been to another one before down the street, around the corner, around whatever. And I was like, not impressed. But with these peeps, every time, I'm like, this is why I come here. Because you guys are always bringing on the energy. And I can let my light shine next to yours. And you are not like, ooh, but you're like, oh, wait a minute. That's fam right there. And we don't look nothing alike. Period. Nothing. But that light is shining, and mine is shining too. And it's been a great moment. By the time I leave, probably spent more money than I should have. That's how I get you. No, just kidding. That's what I'm talking about. That's the people you need. That's your community. It doesn't mean that you're gonna come sometimes, you're gonna get somewhere with your friends and they're going through things. I used to have a friend of mine that you just say, oh, D, I can't talk to you right now. I'm just going through things. I'm like, hello. Not just a life coach, but a certified life coach over here. I spent many weeks to get this knowledge in my head. I need to share it with people. And they're like, I'm sorry. I feel embarrassed. Okay, so guess what? You think that I'm like this every day I wake up? No, I'm not. Asthma, just trust me, I'm not. I gotta put it on, honey. And when I put it on, it's got to be truthful. I got to be authentically me. So sometimes I get up in the morning, I'm like, coffee. Yes, thank you. Dun, dun, dun. Sometimes it's like, what do I have to do today? Oh, is it? Okay. I got to work. Uh, but it's like, do I have to go? Do I need to? Yeah. Somebody got to pay some things. Got to keep the lights on. Got to keep this on, or whatever. That's exactly how I always feel. Yeah, I have to push myself. Got to pump myself up. I got to meditate. I got to manifest. I got to do all those things because they keep me going. I have to find my rhythm. I'm asking you to do the same. I'm asking you to find your rhythm. Find what makes you happy and do it. Yeah. If as long as it doesn't hurt someone else and it brings you joy, whether it is turning on music in the morning while you're in the shower, having your phone in there with you so you can jam it out. Hopefully none of the neighbors are upset because it is in the morning, so it ain't late at night. Or for those of you who love taking baths at night, like me, yeah, I'm a bath girl. Get over it. Um, and listening to music or listening to something on who knows, yeah, I mean. So, um, but you got to find something. You got to figure out what keeps you positive, what can make you feel positive, being around positive people. And then you got to change those habits that didn't work for you. And sometimes that involves people that didn't work out. And then, unfortunately, but you tried, you know, you told them, hey, every time I get around you, I don't feel. You talk about negative stuff. Can we? That's great. Nothing's ever great in my life. Got it. Like, well, what about that thing you wanted to do? Because remember, you wanted to go back to school and do. I don't have the money for that. They probably have different programs. I don't need to hear that today. Okay, well, you know what I'm gonna do? Because you invited me over here, and I appreciate you inviting me to your house. I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna have to leave. I got something that came up, honey. No, no, no. Real quick. Had no problem saying bye bye. It was necessary because what? They stayed negative. No matter what, I cannot make you change the habits and behaviors you have. You have to want that. So I could be on here telling you all the things in the world you can do. You can do this and you can make a vision board. If you're not doing any of that and you're just listening to me go ham, 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 first of all, it ain't worth my time or yours. I'm doing this, what I do intentionally for those who want to listen and want to change patterns that maybe are not working for them. The majority of them are not. So that's why I'm on here to do just that. So if you're procrastinating, or you think you're a perfectionist, you think you're this, you think you're that, and you talk about negativity all the regular, and you want me to tell you why you do it, and I tell you that, and you still don't listen, and you keep doing it after that, and you bring it on to other people, and the next thing you know, you got a sea full of room full of negative people, and I walk in and I got to be the positive one. That's difficult, right? So for those of you who stayed on board to the end of this conversation, thank you. Those of you who had to hang up, it is what it is. I'm here to help, happy to help, but only those who really, truly want that help. You know what I mean? I'm not dimming my light for anybody, and I don't expect you to do yours either. There's days that you're going to have a dim light and you need someone to help you with that light to bring it back up, but it's still dim. It's still there. I can work with that. So it is all about seeing what you do, making small steps to get to the place where you want to be, and always understanding that you're not perfect and you're going to mess up and you're going to have those moments where past dramas, so low self-esteem, or the fear of failure sets in. And that's when it's going to be necessary for you to be able to go back and to center yourself and to say to yourself, okay, whenever I get like this and I feel that I can't, I start to think about the things I've done. to change my life for the better. There's something. There's always something. Someone told me one time, I don't have anything good to say. I'm like, well, good night. Okay. They were like, I'm going to hell in a handbasket. I was like, well, well, that's not good. Why you want to go to hell in a handbasket? Why do you say that? And they're like, because this and that. And I started telling them what they did for me. And they're like, I did that for you. I'm like, yeah, that day that I came into work and such, and I wasn't, you had no idea that I had to deal with someone who just passed. And you told me the silliest jokes and a lot of daddy jokes, to be honest. And they were just like, I did that? Yeah, you did that. That's why it's so important to tell people when they do something for you how it helped you as soon as they do it. Sometimes we're all balled up and we got our Kleenex, and sometimes we don't have it. And we got to do it the next day. We got to say thank you. But it's so important to tell people when they do something for you and show gratitude because sometimes they have no idea. And then they come back to you and you're like, I thought you were always a positive one. You've been faking it this whole time? And they're like, not really. And I'm like, I know it ain't really. Come on now. We've all had some traumatic experiences, right? Some of us haven't, but a lot of us have. And they become learned experiences that we unfortunately, or behaviors that we continue to show. And they trickle down to our children, children's children, etc. Well, there are times when you have to break that. So, in order to break that, you've got to learn what those things are that you do. And you have to start counter being, you have to change it, you know. So, what can you do to change it? Got to build yourself back up. What's going to help you build yourself back up? Something you need to do, something you wanted to do, something that gives you purpose, something that makes your light shine when sometimes it doesn't feel that good inside. But nobody knows but you because you want to change that. Everybody is a work in progress. Every one of us is a work in progress. I don't care how much money you have, how much money you don't have, how much love you have, how much love you don't have. I could go on with emotions, guys. We're all a work in progress. Hence the topic, work in progress today, because we all are. So hopefully you all were able to figure out something that you feel is positive or something that you can bring to yourself that brings you positivity, whether it is something you haven't done, but something you want to do, and then just do it. Don't even think three times. I had somebody build somebody a fence. I was like, I wish I had a house and needed a fence. Because I was like, if you ever get that feeling again, could you let me know? I'll check in with my mom or my auntie or somebody and see if they need a fence built. And they were like, Denise, you're so silly. And I was like, no, I'm serious. I need to know. That makes you that way. I have a friend that likes to clean. I'm like, you sweep mop? Do you do windows? I ain't kidding. I'm serious. Some people clean when they get like into a certain place. Some people like to dance. Some people like to sing. Some people it gets them. It picks up their spirit. It picks them up. So whatever it is, you guys need to figure it out. Just make sure you're not in a moving car or working with moving objects. Sometimes I have to sit in the car and I look over and somebody's like, "Yeah," putting on a whole entire choir and they're singing for all the masses. There's one time I swear to you, it was hilarious. I don't do this anymore because I get afraid sometimes because now, of course, people, out here on these streets, whoop, whoop. um, so but I did this one time because I happen to have my sunroof open, and so, and they were happy, they were stupid, and they happened to be, and I swear to you, this is like a coincidence. I'm surprised I'm not friend with this person. So if you hear me, if you see me, if you, leave me a comment, say, "Hey D, I'm doing good." But they were singing in their car to the same song, and they had a window open, and it's just one of those things, how you sit back and you get so excited because sometimes you turn around in the car and you look at somebody and they're doing, things like eating, putting on makeup. You're like, how are they putting on a full face? How are they eating it? Wow, they could do that and drive. So, needless to say, that's why the joke was intended for. But thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. I know I was a little bit here and a little bit there. But just remember, you are a work in progress. We'll keep on talking about subjects that hopefully you can learn from and I can share with you. We are going to go into gaslighting next. Today was really about work in progress and stop self sabotaging yourself, your life. Stop it. You are the master of your universe, even if it is just around you. You're the you run this. You run all this, right? What you do with it is your decision, and what you don't do is your decision. And sometimes who you let into that becomes your decision as well. So, anyway, keep the light bright and don't forget, yeah, those three things: subscribe, follow, boom, ba-doom, and like. Bye, guys.